We had nurses and doctors hanging around us all the time. Hold it this way, do that, you know. So, and you're still a professional person dealing with people, whether you're a lawyer, a dentist, or a doctor, or a banker, or a broker.
Mm-hmm. Can you tell me something about the character that you played in that series? It was.
No, he was a good doctor. He was the head of a hospital. He was the chief administrator.
Mm-hmm. That was Dr. Craig, I understand.
Yeah.
And David Hartman played your associate on that show.
And John Saxon, originally, he was on for 2 years, 2 seasons, I guess, and then he left and it was just David and me.
David Hartman, of course, most of America knows, having gone on to Good Morning America,
Yeah.
and not having been seen in several years. Did you see much of him socially subsequently, or?
Well, when we were working out in Los Angeles, we saw each other socially sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're working all day long in the studio, maybe this comes as a surprise to you, but you don't go out and say, whoop, 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 I'm going to have some fun. No, you know, you're tired, or you got to read the script, you got to study lines.
Was that a congenial working situation on that series, on the New Doctors? Was that
We got along very well, David and I, and John and us.
That show went on, I understand, to deal with controversial material or groundbreaking material in any event. It was a show in which an artificial heart was...
Well, it was the new medicine and space medicine we dealt with, and questionable, dicey operations. We had a guy, one of our experts was a very handsome doctor who had a grant to work on a rapid way to sew up arteries because they had little drrrr, and so doing it with dogs. And then they gave him a part on the show, I guess as a bonus or something like that. He gave up medicine and went into the movie business.
Uh-huh.
Ah.
Another topic I see that you handle was embryo transplants, which must be 30 years ahead of its time.
Yeah, it was on the cutting edge, or the beginning of a lot of things. Amniocentesis, you know, we talked about. Now it's commonplace, and ultrasound and all that stuff, and fiber optics. You know, now they can stick a thing in your artery in the thigh and go up into your heart and crawl around, you know, and then you can look at it on a monitor. I've seen it.
Did you have to do much tinkering with the New Doctors?
Oh, we had some funny things happen because sometimes a writer will put down a line, and it seems to make sense to him. I had a line to David Hartman that a patient had a severe liver problem, and my line to him was, "Man cannot live without a liver." Well, I broke up. He can't die without a dyer. And we couldn't do the scene because it was stupid. So they cut the scene. They wrote something else. But it's not the writer's fault. It's, you know, how does it sound when it's being said?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe the actor isn't saying it right. Things like that.
Did you find out that the chemistry among the actors from the beginning
Well, that's
was
the thing I work on whenever I'm stage or whatever. I get to know my colleagues.
Mm-hmm.
And like Will Rogers said, I never met a man I didn't like. You know, that you've got to like him, even though you at home dislike him.